I went looking for weird tech on Amazon, and I found this. iBuyPower offers several entry points for new gamers that want an out-of-the-box premium PC gaming experience. Whether they purchase one of their many RDY pre-built gaming PCs like the Valorant Victa B001, or an easy builder PC based on the most popular games and allocated budget, or a completely custom build like my build, which was made when I visited iBuyPower in April, anyone can jump right into PC gaming thanks to the multiple solutions offered by iBuyPower, who is also celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. Enter code J before checking out to receive $50 off RDY systems over $999, or 5% off custom builds over $999. So to start configuring your next PC, head to the sponsored link in the description below. So this is the MaxFree K3, right? K3, yeah. So we did a video a long time ago about a keyboard monitor combo, where it's actually a monitor in a keyboard. And it was kind of unique. A lot of people actually seemed to really like it. I thought that the use case was kind of infinite to have a screen attached to your keyboard. One of our biggest complaints about it, one, it was too small, and two, it was flat. So if you're like typing and you look down, it's at a weird angle. So being able to have a tilt screen would have been nice. That's exactly what this one gives us, but it's a touch screen as well. So I'm thinking now the use case type scenario for this is live streamers, maybe video editors or programmers where you just need to have something visible to you at all times, but because it's a touch screen, you could have like shortcuts and stuff on there. Think of it as like having a big, almost like a Stream Deck or something, but built into your keyboard, which would be pretty awesome. But it's a full display that you can put anything on there that you want. And no, this video is not sponsored. I paid for this. Speaking of price, we'll just get out of there right away because I know people are just like, what's the price? What's the price? It is expensive. $264 on sale. Was originally $369.99. It's very expensive, but I was very curious as for Xbox, PS4, and PS5. Okay, anyway, so this is a K3 mechanical keyboard with screen, but it's more than just that, to be honest. When we open it up, I didn't even realize it had this feature until it came. It also has an M.2 enclosure. So you'll get an M.2 external drive through the USB connection for the keyboard built in with it. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. It's like, if you have to justify the price, at least having extra features is nice. Or omit the features if they seem a little gimmicky and then just lower the price. Anyway, there's other versions of this keyboard and other brands out there that come in the $300 to $400 range, which is nuts. And I thought, who the heck is buying these at that price? But then I saw that there were hundreds of reviews that were rating anywhere from like 3.5 to like 4.5 stars. Anyway, we're opening it together for the first time. I have not looked inside. Sick. Look at that, we got a leather carrying bag. There's carbon fiber on it? It's probably not real, but still. Okay, this thing is freaking weighty. It is so heavy. So the bag, it said it comes with a bag. Apparently the bag is just for the screen. It's just a screen protector. So that slide, it's got a little cover on it. But anyway, this, I guess could also double as like a wrist pad because it's padded and leather. So this could double as a wrist pad. Okay, I'm not a keyboard snob. Nick's face is saying it all. It actually sounds.
There's a button on this.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's like that day I busted through the door at the Charlotte Micro Center because they said to push, and I pushed through the emergency glass doors. I did, whatever. It's a 10 keyless, so it does have a 10 keypad. It does have home row here, or at least home, page up, page down, all that. They are cherry type keycaps, so it does come with a keycap puller, but that's actually, that's the space bar. So it's got this kind of a gray bluey, that's blue, right? That's blue? Okay, yeah, it's got this gray bluey switches with black. Not bad. Okay, so where's the enclosure? That's the other thing I wanted to see. I think you can just pull it up without having to push the button, right? Here is the M.2 enclosure. Looks like it's a toolless. It is a toolless. Holy crap. Okay, so I have a M.2 drive right here, and you can use all the sizes actually. It looks like it might have the hardware to be able to mount down a 2230 and all the way to 2280. So this is a 2280 link drive right here. It's a 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive. Let's see, it goes face down. One thing to keep in mind, there is no heatsink on this. So I don't think you're not gonna max out this drive over USB-C anyway, but it goes technically face down. Come on. So that's it. Like, it doesn't actually look like there's any hardware to hold it down. I'm gonna check right now in the bag, but okay, so this is our thing. These look like they actually might be for the hard drive right here. So these look like they're just gonna be little rubber supports. Yeah, so that just goes in there. Yep, and so it just supports it down, that's it. So these are just little rubber stoppers. They don't actually screw down the drive, which is kind of nice. It makes it a quick swap. If you're, like I said, if you're doing editing roll or whatever, you got scratch footage or something on here, you can easily swap the drive in and out, and then just the door holds it down. We have a brick, because it obviously needs power because of the screen and such. In terms of connectivity, we have a USB-C to USB-A. We have a nice USB-C to C 90-degree adapter. Not very long though. And then we also get this guy right here, which is probably the most relevant one. It's a lot longer cable. It's almost more like a hub. So it's USB-C on the keyboard side, but then it's also got an HDMI cable as well as two USB-A, one for data and one for power, supplemental power, I'm assuming. So you wouldn't even need the power brick by doing it this way, because it's gonna get everything it needs through USB and power through USB-C, or excuse me, USB 3 over here, and then our HDMI. So it is a glossy, very staticky. It is a glossy screen, so it's gonna have a lot of, at this angle pointing up at you, you'll have a lot of reflection of lighting and stuff in the ceiling, which would be something to consider. Obviously you could leave it flat if you wanted, but I think upright is gonna make the most sense for most people, just like that. Let's take a look at the bottom. Okay, nothing special there, although we have multiple heights of feet available to us, so you can tilt it up and tilt the screen up if you want. Or you can use the shorter feet on the inside to get just a little bit smaller angle if you want. So there's that. And as you can see by looking at the back, it's got nearly a full hub on there. It even has an SD card reader. So this is really more than just a keyboard at this point. It's really kind of turning into a dock, realistically. So we have two USB-C, one's a Type-C, one's a PD, so that's for power. We have our tab, they call it our T-Flash. So it has a T-Flash and a SD card reader on there. And then we have two USB 3, and then we have a knob right here. So it pushes in for a button and goes left and right. I'm assuming that's for a menu, probably for the built-in monitor. All right, enough talking about it. I've got the drive in here. Let's get over to the test bench. Let's turn it on. And let's see how good the screen, oh, in terms of resolution, forgot to mention. It is a 720 by 1920. So it's 1920 wide, 720 tall. So it's what, 2/3 of the height of a 1080 screen. So you're not actually losing any pixel density of a 1080 screen. You're just losing some of that actual real estate in the height. Let's get over to the test bench and see if it's any good. I think I got ripped off. Well, we already knew that based on the price. Apparently on their website, it MSRPs for $600. But it's also for sale on their website for $200. So I guess I could have spent 60 bucks less when I did on Amazon. Anyway, it doesn't even fucking work. Okay, so here's the thing. You got a couple different ways you can do this. So we've already showed you've got USB-C, and since they took USB-C off our graphics card, I can't even do that anymore. So I would have to use this guy right here, which I already showed you, is the breakout cable. It's got our HDMI, and then it's got our USB SATA, digital or USB data cable, and another cable designed to give us power, which is the red one. And then even goes to this brick. If our USB connection for some reason can't provide up to what, 2.5 volts or something like that, then you have to use a 5-volt adapter. It doesn't work. So what I mean by that is, here, I have to unplug this. This is a TV technically, so it uses HDMI. Modern graphics cards only have one, so I have to steal it to use this guy here. Okay. So actually, can I? No, because that IGB is off. I can't use that there. Okay, anyway, 5-volt adapter plugged into my extension cord here, which also is not a very tight fit, by the way. I just want to point that out. It's very, very loose. Everything else fits tight in this cord, so I know what that's all about. USB-C, there we go. Plug this guy into the back of my keyboard. Make sure I plug it into the Type-C port, not the PD port. Boom. Now watch. Turns on. Max free or max rip-off. And powers off. Now it's gonna power back on and loop. And it will just do this. And it will loop, and it will loop, and it will loop. And I got a display for a couple times for just a few seconds, and then it will do this and power off and just keep looping. The other thing too is if I was to do this right now with just the the USB-C cable, like let's say we're using it on a laptop or something. So you can see right now it's not doing anything except looping at all. Okay, we have an image and it's gone. See? And now it's gonna loop again. So it's completely borked. It even smells of magic smoke. There's a new electronic smell that they make when you first start really using them and getting all those capacitors and all that conformal coating and everything nice and hot. This has a much stronger magic smoke smell going on with it. Anyway, so if I unplug this, let's just undo the breakout cable and say, okay, well, this didn't work now. What if I were just gonna use it as a keyboard at this point? Plug this in here. And one thing I think is stupid too, is it says right here on this little tag that this 90-degree angled end is supposed to go in the keyboard side, which sort of sucks, because if you go this way, you cover up your SD card reader port. If you go the other way, you cover up your PD port. So either way, you're covering up a port because of the stupid 90-degree angle. I don't know why they say, please connect this port to our product, why the side of the cable matters. It really shouldn't, but I'm following the instructions, right? So that's plugged in all the way. It's even got the little cable hold down dealy here, right? Okay, it's all in there. Let's get our display back up. Okay. I love the hot swappability of HDMI, by the way. DisplayPort can't do that. DisplayPort will have to reinitialize and like turn off the system. Anyway, plug it into USB-C. Boom. You hear this popping sound? Yeah. And you can hear the device connecting and disconnecting. So, I guess that's about all I can show you. Which, to be honest, this is probably all you needed to see. Actually, I think all you guys really needed to see was the price, if you want to know the truth. But let me get my drive out of there before it kills that, I guess. So, gimme. It wasn't the drive the whole time, right? Let's just check. Nope. Okay, it even made an audible click when it shut off. So that's all I can show you. It would have been nice to test this feature out. One thing we noticed is it seems to be the screen, honestly, that's kind of jacking up here, because when Phil had this plugged into the laptop, he could still touch the screen, and the laptop was automatically mirroring the image. So whatever he did here was taking place on the laptop as well. And we could see him moving the cursor around on the desktop by touching the screen while it was on like this before it would shut off. So you can see it actually shuts off when the RGB turns off underneath, right? And I don't have...
It works for 2 seconds at a time.
So there's your proof that it's literally borking.
And it's a shame because it has swappable key switches and everything.
Yeah, they're hot swap key switches, swappable key caps, obviously. It's like they took a fairly enthusiast, like mid-grade enthusiast motherboard. Like, think of like a control keyboard or something from Drop, which people really like. I think Phil even has one. And then added a screen and stuff to it, which was supposed to be a great feature, and a volume knob and the whole deal, but it just doesn't work. All right, well, I guess that's it for today. It's a shorter one than I expected. I thought we were gonna do something useful for this. I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and start a return through Amazon, because I paid for this. All 270 bucks for it.
Now you're free to do the return.
Free returns? Okay, well, the product's defective. And right now I gotta say I'm 0 for 1, so 100% failure rate from my perspective. So there we go. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.